We have Shalom. First and
Shalom.
foremost, first and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle of this great millstone who tells us truth and who rule will. Peace and salutations to those for elect on folk on the earth, whoever may be listening. Uh, we have a few brothers from the branch of Great Millstone here in Gary, Indiana. I'm the brother Yawasap.
Brother Yara.
Jaquab.
Iowa.
Khan. And today we're going to be going to a lesson. The original title was going to be "The World Needs Remission," but we're just going to title it "Sure, the Earth as a whole needs a cleansing." And Lord willing, we hope this lesson is edifying. You know, um, you want me to start with your precept first? Because I know eventually we're going to go into this Iraq.
You get the Sirach 10. Sirach 10, you get that one. We start out with that.
Yeah, I was going to start at verse.
Verse 4.
Yeah, I was going to start at verse 3.
Okay, you got it, bro.
I got you. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, starting at verse 3. It says, "An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited." So right now, Esau Edom, he's the unwise king. The scriptures say in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So that unwise king, he's not ruling the earth, the correct way, which we're gonna see. He goes through all lands, pillaging, the people, the crops, pretty much every, whatever place that he goes to, he pretty much causes destruction, and death, and eventually, the Lord's going to settle somebody, that's for life, that's for profit, which we're gonna see. Sirach 10:4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. So like I said, Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, so the Lord gave power, into the wicked, aka Esau Edom. But eventually, as we're seeing right now, it's a transfer of power going on. Esau Edom is coming out of power, and simultaneously, the Lord, is setting us on high.
Hey, Balkushak, can you jump down to verse 10?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
And this is originally why I want to get this precept. At verse 10. Says the physician cut off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. You want to get that, Europe?
Yeah, that long disease is speaking about Esau and sin itself, as he's known as the man of sin. Because remember, scripture say he is as death. Is not only brings death through, warfare, rape, robbing, and pillage, but also his philosophies. He's destroyed the minds and the spirits of people through lies, pseudoscience, false religions, so on and so forth. Hey, look at America. A lot of people are doing. A good example is feminism. That's something that's destroyed the minds of a lot of people, especially our women. Another thing with GMO food, and so on and so forth. In many ways, is he's a cancer to the earth. And real quick, and I get this real quick. I mean, you mentioned remission. I can read it for you. I got it in the chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So it says remission.
Your voice just went out, Europe.
Like, you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I probably ain't gonna be able to read it, but pretty much, it says remission is a term used in medicine The,
They keep cutting you out.
yeah, it's like because I can't switch on the screen, but pretty much the remission is going into what signs and symptoms. It's a term in medicine used where the signs and symptoms of a disease is reduced or disappear. And we know the Lord is not going to come back. He's going to totally get rid of this virus, called the Edomite, because he's a plague to the earth. Right along with 2/3 of our people, and wickedness and period, man. The Lord's coming back, to cleanse the earth, of sin, and wickedness, But you got it, bro.
I'm
You grab that Malachi if you want to. That
about to say, yeah, that was the
Malachi.
point.
Yeah, I can read it for you. I got it.
Huh.
Malachi 4. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts. And it shall leave neither root nor branch." You know anything about fire? Fire is a cleansing mechanism. That's it cleanses things, man. And when the Lord's going to send that nuclear fire to cleanse, first to destroy Babylon the Great, because for one kingdom to be established, another must be destroyed. You can't have two kings sitting on the same throne. Esau has to be destroyed, man, and his whole rulership. It says, verse 2: "For unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healings in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as a calf in the stall." So the Lord is coming back with healing. He's going to heal, not only earth but heal us. You know what I mean? These chains of darkness, this body that's programmed and subject to sin. A lot of us got trauma and things we're dealing with. We're under the curses. And the Lord's coming back to heal us from all that, right along with taking this devil out and then starting the process of cleansing the earth, because that's the purpose of the 1,000-year period. Where Yahweh Shai and the elect is going to go out the four corners of earth and pretty much, you know, establish righteousness, and cleanse the earth.
Yep.
That was it on that.
I got a quick brief.
Alright.
Just to back up a point both of us made. Second Ezra 6, and straight to the point, verse 8. "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So just like how me and the brother Uriah was saying, how simultaneously as they go down, the nation of Israel, is going to get brought back up. So first Esau, he had to rule first, to eventually us, get that, that top spot. I forgot which who y'all got it from, or I don't know where it's from, but pretty much how you always bring out how it's like yin and yang with Jacob and Esau. One has to be at the top, one has to be at the bottom. So right now, Jacob is at the bottom right now. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And while Esau Edom, aka the so-called white man, is on top.
As the white man's hell is the white man's heaven is a black man, so-called black man hell, and our heaven is gonna be his hell.
Yep.
I got a precept for you, bro.
What you got?
I got Sirach 38. This goes into healing with the herbs, but we know, Yahweh Shai, he's the true physician, and right now we're being healed through this word going out, but Lord's gonna come back and cleanse the earth totally. This is Sirach 30. I just want to get the first verse.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll read the first two. Sirach 38 and 1. It says, "Honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the uses which which ye have, which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him." It says, "For the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king." And we know, we use this terminology when it comes to herbs and things of that nature, but we know, Yahweh Shai, he's the true true physician. Because job of a physician is to heal. A doctor is crazy. Esau, they call themselves doctors. Doctor is what it means to falsify. And I think in
Hmm.
the book of Job, I believe 13 on one of those chapters say, "Ye are physicians of no value. You are forgers of lies
I get
and
that.
physicians of no value." You know, he brings absolutely no value to life itself. He should say he's as death. Nothing about this devil brings any value but death. No,
I
you
got
say he's
that.
gonna grab. Kind got
Yeah.
it, bro.
This is the book of Job 13, starting at verse 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value."
Calm. If I made it, the best example of that was that damn, the jump shot fiasco.
Yep.
Look what that brought about on the earth. Death. People's families separated because one didn't want to take it, another did want to take it. Now you got people going back to the spirit realm in the millions. Being a result of trusting this devil and his lies and partaking in his medicine. His pharmakia. You know, and that's one of, like I said, that's one of many aspects. He's destroys the people, man. It's not just through medicine; it's through uh philosophies, the medical field, all this shit, man. But the Lord's coming back to cleanse the earth of all that and to heal the earth.
I got some.
You got it.
What
I
you
don't, I
got?
don't know where y'all at. Salakia, I just came back.
No, we was just reading Job 13:4.
What you got?
Con. Revelation 11:18.
That's a good precept.
You want me to read it for you?
Yeah, you got it.
Revelations 11 and 18. "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth."
Yep. And I believe y'all had read it already where the physician's coming to cut off that long disease.
Mm-hmm.
Con. So that's exactly what Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is going to do with Esau Edom. Well, first he's going to, and Lord willing, it'll be us, but he's going to take his elect, and they're going to have the privilege underneath Yahweh Shai to bind them up in chains as they did us. And then after them 1,000 years, there's going to be no more pale flesh to be roaming the earth ever again. Because you think, bro, that is well deserved. It's like you you see um what their rule amounted to with the earth. You look at the state that it's in, um, it's nothing but death. So that's what they're going to be rewarded. The Lord is a just power, and two is beautiful because the Lord basically He's in control of everything. So He has power even over this damn devil, you know, and He's basically just using them for His purpose, and eventually He's just going to discard them.
Yep.
Hey, Iowa said Adam.
A little high, Peter.
You might have to remove his old one if you can. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kind of had a quick pretty
Con,
break.
but that was basically the point. Yeah, and it too, it gives a balance too in that precept where
Mm-hmm.
Lord will we be rewarded, the servants of prophets to the saints, the elect and those that fear His name, the believers out there, and the elect across the four corners of the earth.
As Mike said that because it's gonna start with us being healed too.
Yep.
Getting those new bodies, and then we're gonna start the process of what healing the earth, getting rid of what the cancer, because what's a cancer job or what's the disease does to the body. It stops the body from fully functioning. As long as this devil is ruling the earth cannot fully function in its full strength. Remember, it's gonna say, the earth shall not yield forth its strength unto thee.
Yep.
So as long as he in rulership, the earth is not going to be at its full strength. Just like a disease. Once a cancer in the body can never be at its full strength until that cancer be removed. You know?
Hmm?
So you got a precept? Somebody got a precept?
Yeah. To back up the latter end of the brothers Quibi's precept. Revelations,
Y'all can hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, now.
This is Revelations 6, starting verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So this is just back of the brother Yaquab's point. How Esau Edom, was given the sword. That was part of his blessing. Received from, from Isaac. AKA Yahweh Shai. That he shall rule with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
So you should take peace from the earth.
Yep. Barakatah.
Water.
That's what he did. He took peace. Because when when you're sick, you're not at peace. You're not at, speaking of people that's physically sick, they can't. It's hard to sleep. They minds all over the place. They don't know if whether or not they're gonna die or not. Being sick is you can never be at peace. That's why even with us, man, we're in these chains of darkness. Knowing that we will never be at peace until the Lord come back and give us those new bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
And and if I may too, there's stages to healing too. See,
Mhm.
right now we're starting the process of healing by receiving this word. That's the first couple stages, but now as long as we keep trusting and like the scriptures say, taking in the herbs, because with herbs of the earth, you got to consistently take those things. You just can't stop and take it one time and expect that the problems will go away. No, you got to consistently take herbs for it to start to fully work. And it's even with us in this ministry, we got to constantly apply the scripture to our life, and that's when we're going to see the benefit of it working.
Mm-hmm.
I got a precept. If not, we can grab Isaiah 24.
I'm debating if I should get this one.
Should grab it, Mike. Might be the spirit. Yeah, just grab it, bro. Might be the
I
spirit.
had to rehearse the righteous acts. I forgot the point just made. It just made me think of that, but it's all good. Why? What you have?
John 15, 2 pointers and 3.
John 2. Say it again. John 15 and 2.
Yeah, points and 3.
This is the book of John, chapter 15, starting at verse. When we start at verse 1.
Is 3. But I mean, you can start at 1 if you want.
You said John, right? Make sure.
Yeah, you're in the right scripts.
Okay. John chapter 15, starting at verse 1, says, I am the.
I said.
Adam back.
No, I said it's backing up what the brother Uriah said.
Oh. You cut off, my bad. John 15 and 1, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
And if I may, this is going into what the brother said because there's stages of pretty much healing, right? And that purgeth it, right? Those are just pretty much cultivating it. Let me pretty much put you through this. Let me put you through this because at the end of the day, all these different things are beneficial for us in order to get us ready for that next step, right? So it's all a part of our healing process, man. And then it says, now you are clean through the word which I have spoken to you. So it's that word, man, because we understand that the word is living waters, man. All right, this is the thing that's going to add years upon our life. This is the thing that's going to end up getting us, what's it called? Oh, what's the word? Immortality, man. Right, but all of these different things is steps towards it. Right, the Lord said He can't put new wine in an old bottle. Right, so it's the same thing. The Lord has to get us right in our minds first. The Lord has to get us right in our conduct first before He puts us in those new spiritual bodies, man. Right, so just like any treatment, any procedure, they're going to sit there and take you through certain. Just like for example, we was going into chemo. Right, you have to go through radiation treatment time and time and time again before they actually prepare you for the main procedure to remove that cancer. It's the same thing with this world. It's the same thing with us, man.
Hey, if I may add, like in like sports, you may receive an injury or they go through a rehab, you know, and it's a process to that rehab. Like you may injure your knee or break your ankle. You know, there's the stages to it. You know, first they may do the surgery first, and then you heal, they cast it up, and
Yep.
then this process is what getting that muscle back strong again. You know, it may take months. Depends on the person. Some people may heal quicker than others, but at the end of the day, there's a process to being rehabilitated. You know, back to your full strength, and same thing happening with us. You know, receiving His word. The Lord, He's in the process of what rehabilitating us. You know, and even in rehabilitation, you're gonna have setbacks. You know, but hey, as long as you trust, the process, and eventually, you're gonna be healed. You know.
I remember my point. You still have some more of that, Wild?
Now that was it.
This is Judges 5 and verse 11. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of archers and the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of the villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates." You know, yeah. The point I want to make was the word rehearse or rehearsal, what goes into the act or process of studying by practice or preparatory exercise. So pretty much through us, living, the scriptures, making this our daily lives, making it a habit, you know, through rehearsal, we could possibly get saved. That scripture said, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing waters. That's here, in America. That's us, in captivity. You know, so hey, if we rehearse, the righteous acts, we continue in His word, and hopefully be cleansed. We could be delivered, from the ICBM and nuclear missiles.
You grab that, Isaiah. If you didn't have anything. Yeah.
Year. Where did y'all want me to start at? Oh, verse 4. I can start verse 1.
God.
The title of it is Judgment on the Earth. It says, "Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as for the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. It says, the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord has spoken this word. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish.
Yeah, if I could say too, it reminds me of the precept. I believe it's also in the book of Isaiah, where he said, he damn it just escaped me. Basically, surely you're turning things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay, loosely paraphrasing it. You don't need to grab it. But basically, the Lord is coming back to shake things right side up again. And then that land being utterly empty, utterly spoiled, it has to happen. And that's first going to come through destruction.
Yep.
With missiles hitting, with the concentrated fire coming from the chariots, with the fire coming from the Lord's mouth, these different things, as well as the chaos, the anarchy that's going to be happening upon the earth. Things are going to be, it's going to be rocking basically upon the Lord's return. And it's beautiful because upon his return, Lord willing, we be beamed up, delivered, changed, and then we're going to be coming down as gods to put things in its rightful order. But the more and more we stay, the more and more that we're in Esau's kingdom, and the more closer we get to the end, the more and more the earth is mourning and fading away. What it say? There shall be no flesh to be saved, if basically this place was to continue on.
Yep. So it waxes worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the generations, the people only have gotten worse. The world is in a weaker state. And you could tell that the world is in a weaker state based off what he's yielding, right? It's got to a point that food in general is no longer the same substance, size, taste. None of that is the same, right? You're seeing the grass ain't as green as it used to be. You're seeing the oxygen isn't as at the state it used to be. All of these different things based off the rulership, man. Right, with Esau Edom being in rulership, all he's done is overly work the world over and over and over again. And then you have to understand that he also is wicked with cutting down trees, building up all of these different factories, which is only making things harder than what it has to be. Then you're destroying the wildlife, you're destroying bees, taking all these different things away. But we understand that the Lord had a place, a place in the office for all of these different things. So when you're removing these things, you're only putting the earth in a weaker state.
Yeah.
If I may, part of cleansing the earth, you got to identify the problem.
Yep.
You got to diagnose the problem, and we diagnose the problem of the earth. The problem is what? Esau. So to say the man of sin must be revealed. So we diagnose the problem. Hey, the problem of the earth is this nigga. And once you diagnose the problem, once you pry out the problem, you start the process of what? Of getting rid of that fucking problem, man.
Execution.
Yeah.
If I may, and the Lord has already started that process. How? By us pointing the finger, exposing that problem, right? Waving on shaking our hand at it, man. Before a place has to go down, the Lord has to lift up that skirt and reveal all his dirty secrets. Show who this man really is. Show him to be the devil that he really is before he comes back and really destroy this man.
If I may too, because before that there's symptoms. The symptoms of Esau ruling 2/3. That's a symptom.
Yep.
The war. That's a symptom of the problem. What's else? GMO food, like we were saying. Feminism. These are all symptoms. Of that's caused by the true problem. The true problem is Esau, the man of sin. Y'all got it. What else? Got a precept?
So,
there's some more of that before you grab that, or no?
Yeah.
This is a quick.
Yeah, some more. That's real quick. I got you. Isaiah 24:25. The earth also was defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
God, so the earth is defiled. Because why? The inhabitants, the leader, the power. Because Esau, he's a demon. He wants to blame creation why the creation is destroyed. No, nigga, it's you.
Yeah, global warming.
Yeah.
If I
It
may,
wasn't no. You got it, bro.
my bad. You got it.
No, you got it.
All I was gonna say is because it said transgressing of the laws. So in the laws is that manual, man, to like a car, right? The Lord told you how the world should be ran, how we should be, right? But Esau Edom, he already said in the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, we're contrary to what he is. So if we're good, what does that make him? This the type of nigga that get a car and he putting diesel in his shit and he running it ragged without actually giving it a maintenance. And this is why the world look the way it is now.
If I may, hey, just to back your point up, you know, the Lord made man and female, and this dude made 100 other fucking genders.
Yeah.
This dude, what the scripture say? The soul that's pretty much in him is not upright. You know, he can't be. He wasn't made to be, you know, a righteous person, a person that do things to where, for pretty much how the Heavenly Father set up to be. You know, he's like you said. You know, he was set up to be clean, contrary unto the righteous.
Evil twin.
And if I may, we know he's the evil twin because what did the Lord say? He said, "What have you done to declare my laws? What have you done to declare my statutes?" Right. So if you're not declaring the statutes, which we are doing, that means you fit this description of them that they have transgressed the laws, right? And they changed the ordinance. Did it not say that he was it called changed the time? How does it go?
Seeks to change times and seasons.
Power the hands to do so.
Should we grab that? Grab that for the brother.
The water.
I think it was Daniel 7:25.
All right, so she was in rulership because it goes back to Job 9 where he says the world's given into the hand of the wicked. Right. So if it's in his hand, he has the power to do what he wants to, man. And he's doing it through the sword.
You can read you're right. I got it on here though.
Hold on, I'm grabbing my book. I got the sword on here. Bear with me.
Take your time.
Yeah, I got it. Daniel 7:25. And it reads, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times."
Hey, bro, you know this. You're right. You could probably speak on it better than I can. But that dude, Yuval.
Yeah, that fruit cup.
That's the first dude that popped into my head when it said, "He shall speak great words against the Most High."
Yeah.
Speaking blasphemy, talking about they don't need to wait on a savior or the Messiah.
Bro, he even said they don't need the Lord no more to make air, water. They pretty much say no sufficient now. They don't need nothing else.
Shit, wicked, bro.
Yeah, he said we're going to accomplish what tyrants are old and was unable to. Showing the scripture say the pride of thy own heart has deceived thee, nigga. What makes you think if Nimrod couldn't achieve what the fuck he was trying to do, if the Lord took him down, if the Lord took down Antiochus and all these other tyrants of old, what makes you think he gonna let you to rule?
Right.
It shows just how delusional and drunk off this, you know, these devils are. And he's a Mo. He brings no life. He brings absolutely no value to life, but just confuse. Look at that nigga. You think the Lord gonna allow a gump like that to rule forever? Hell no, man.
I got a precept. How does that's a gump, bro?
I'm gonna get this read. Let me fit this verse real quick. 26.
Okay.
It says, "But judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it into the end. So unto destroy it unto the end, which means you're gonna be destroyed. Now you ain't gonna achieve shit. Yeah, because he said, yeah, we don't need we got our own clouds. Speaking of AI,
right? The data.
And then yeah, and then people hear this shit. It ain't nobody in the uproar.
Zombified.
Yeah.
They don't bat an eye. They be thinking like he's talking like mad, or he is talking mad shit, but they think it's on a level.
Yeah. Yeah. What Klaus Schwab said, you will own nothing and be happy.
And be happy. Yep.
It's
That's
funny.
what
Bro,
happened to his ass. You got it, bro.
literally talking about, yeah, y'all gonna eat bugs. Talking
And
about we'll save the meat for us.
that's the spirit, bro.
They said they
Like,
gonna what?
I'll let you finish your point. So like,
Go ahead.
No. Can you say that one more time, Kobe? I didn't hear you.
Basically they was gonna hoard all the steak, all the meats from the cows, basically all the good protein for themselves, and they're gonna feed you slop.
yeah. You said bugs and stuff. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Snowpiercer.
Yep.
Yeah, where they have
Con.
athletes,
Them,
in the front of the train, living deliciously, having meat and everything you could think of, and then they had the rest of pretty much the world, the remaining of the world, in slums, eating roach bars, all types of stuff, bro. That's the you know the future that they wanna they want to have. What's that word? Dystopia. What goes
yeah,
into pretty much the future, like a dark future. That's what they want to implement in this world.
yeah. Hey, that's what they envision. They tell you with their movies, like what's another one? Platform.
Platform, yeah,
It shows you in Squid Games, I think, with the steak that wasn't really steak for real.
man. And I find it quite interesting how they released that little tick, whatever, that pretty much making people not be able to eat meat no more. Find that real
Yep.
suspicious.
Shalom, Akim. I got a bell out. Yeah, I'll bust me a
You
shepherd.
good?
So
Shalom.
yeah,
Yeah, this nigga, he's losing his fucking mind. The scriptures say that his heart, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. Because why would you want to hoard everything to yourself? Well, that shows that he's an insecure.
y'all can still hear me?
Come.
Count, we hear you.
I can't hear y'all. Hold on.
Leave and John back.
Yeah, he's an insecure man
It's a
because he
child.
know that the things that he possessed, it don't belong to him.
Yep. That's why the movie Dungeons and Dragons that came out not so long ago, like a year or two ago. That's a perfect, um, portrayal of how Esau Edom is. The main villain, his name was Forge. How we brought out earlier. He's a forger of
Forge.
lies.
Uh.
Yeah, pretty much he stole, pretty much the kingdom. Forge, he stole the kingdom. Hoarded up riches, and at the end, he pretty much coughed it all up. To pretty much the elect.
And grab that precept in Job 20.
Joe 20.
In the fullness of insufficiency, she should be in straits.
Absolutely. I had that for sure.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, I was
Matter of
going.
fact, we can start at 4, then jump down to the point.
Yeah, I got you. Job, that's fair. Job 20, starting at verse 4. It says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment?"
So him winning and triumphing and thinking it's only for a moment, man. Mother should say he was only let loose for a little season. So it's been really the devil in comparison to eternity has not been really ruling that long.
Yep, pretty much since like 1500s.
Yeah, well, that's how many years, give or take, but 500, 600?
Mm-hmm.
That ain't really that long when you think about it. You had ancient empire that lasted thousands of years, 1,000, 800, 900 years, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think the Dark Ages, we ruled, for 1,000 years?
Yep.
During the Byzantine empires, going into the Middle Ages and, in the medieval times. This nigga, he really ain't been ruling that long. 500 years ain't really shit. 500, 600 years, give or take. he been in power. And but look how much destruction he caused within those years, especially since America been established.
Yeah, that's
But
what scripture said.
250 years. Yeah. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if you already made the point, but yeah, I feel like you already did. But that's what the scriptures say. You know, he was bound, you know, and let loose, you know, for a little season. You know, after the dark ages, you know, he ruled, you know, to this time now. So what the brother was saying, you know, that timeline match up. You know, he had to go through that rebirth, you know, the Renaissance era, you know, to pretty much get himself back on his feet. You know.
Some more on that.
Oh, of course. I'm gonna go to verse 80. I'm gonna go to verse 8, and then I'm gonna jump down to verse 20. Job 20 and 5. Shalakia, verse 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. They which have seen him, shall say, Where is he?
As myself to the clouds, we were just talking about that punk. Yuval, you said, yeah, we can control things through the clouds. Speaking of digital cloud, the Lord said, you think He gonna bring your ass down, man?
He a weakling anyway.
Yeah,
talking crazy.
Yeah, a guy like that couldn't even stand 1 minute on the battlefield. But it just shows this is how powerful the Lord is. He put these dudes in position of power. Scripture say he set up the bases of men. That's a base man that got power and influence in the earth.
Yep.
Showing that the Lord is in control of everything.
Yeah, I just looked up real quick. It says that Harari has also described the future in which algorithms replace human judgment. Authority will shift, and ... It says to the clouds of Microsoft, Google, and Facebook.
God, and if I may too, you even seen that in sports, how algorithms destroying because you can't replace an algorithm with the spirit. Like in baseball, for instance, baseball or sports now, what they go to analytics.
Mhm.
They use computer to scout the game, and what it is destroying the sport. Like baseball, for instance, brothers familiar with baseball. You got these guys like in the 90s, it was unheard of for like a leadoff runner to be batting less than 300%, than 300.300. If y'all know is familiar with baseball.
Yeah.
But now through analytics, you got dudes they batting 250, but they striking out more just so because the analytics say he's going to pitch at this time and this pitch and blah blah blah. You know how you start get down the numbers and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, nigga, the spirit to tell you when to swing the damn bat.
And now you think everything is tracked and recorded, and you think they claim that is the AI is bringing life when really it's taking the life, you could say, fun. The Lord is ultimately stripping away the mirth out this place anyway, but it's taking the life out of things in reality. Because you think, to back you up on the baseball, going that route, now they have it to where you could challenge these pitches. So now when a ump basically sees the pitch, and they may call it a ball, they may call it a strike, whatever, but then they go back and see where the ball was tracked, and even if the ball was like literally on the tip of the on the strike zone, they overturn it. But like little things like that is very crucial. And back then, it was more raw, and it's authentic, right? Now with this shit, you know,
Yeah.
it's basically,
It
bro.
takes the spirit out of everything.
Takes the spirit out of everything.
Yeah, you pretty much using something that's lifeless to judge matters to judge real life shit. That's wicked. Like the flock cameras. I know you ain't familiar with the flock cameras. You got these flock cameras pretty much just gathering all kinds of data and intel, people, and then creating this profile based on, you know, what you like and what you see. It's all wicked, bro.
Yep, it's meaningless.
Yeah.
All this shit, and it really is. It's making the damn it the book of Ecclesiastes just come to life even more. Vanity of vanities. All this vanity, especially with this, because it's literally within the name, artificial. And like the brother was saying, this shit it just takes the spirit out of everything.
God. And if I may too, it goes back to idol worship. A nigga that worship an idol, he's mentally sick, spiritually. All that thing about somebody that worship an idol, that's a sick person. You believe in something that has no life. You're out of your mind. And these people run the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You worship, if a nigga worship a rat, I mean like worship a door, you know, you look at this thing like this nigga retarded.
Yeah. Come.
But this nigga your CEO, he's your doctor, like Elon, for instance, this nigga worship a rat. It's better father to the BB, and then he come over here and you know he think he better than you, man. That man's sick. That nigga need to be destroyed. But he got position in medicine, you know, and you know, at the hospital, telling you what's wrong with you.
Right. Or any of the heathen
Yeah,
niggas worshiping cows.
yeah, yeah. They don't eat beef because they worship the cow.
Yeah.
Insane, man. And that's why the Lord got to come back and cleanse this place, man. That's we see why the flood came.
And some of
You
them
know,
be Jake too.
yeah,
To make matters worse.
yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Some more of that, bro.
Jump down to verse. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna jump down to verse 20. Job 20:20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall
Uh,
none of he got it.
okay. No, yeah, bro. Saying con.
Wow. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
So he's already in straits. That's why he's all over the place, man. Esau got that octopus spirit. You know, octopus, they got their tentacles everywhere, but you can't control everything. That's another thing. You know, that shows that he lacked anybody that want to control everything lack faith in the Lord. You know, like a control freak. You know, that's Esau.
Mm-hmm.
He's a control freak, man. Because why? He don't have faith in the Lord in any goddamn thing. So he's gonna try to assimilate much control and power, man. He's in straits, they all over the place. And now the Lord got his ass trapped in these wars that he can't get out. Because all he didn't know how to mind his own goddamn business. Not following the scripture. Scripture say what? Meddle not another man's affair. He meddling in everybody's affairs, and we're seeing the result of what you do, what happens when you meddle in other people's affairs that you have no business meddling in.
Okay. Verse
Now
23.
Iran got his ass slacking. Now Iran finna fuck him up. The Ukraine war got him trapped. He saw us through, bro. Slacky, you got him.
Come.
Verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
So when he think he about to establish that NWO, because the Lord gonna allow him to get the ball rolling. You know, he gonna allow him to implement it, but it's not gonna coach. He's not gonna be able to complete his enterprise. You know,
Facts. uh 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. And that iron weapon, and that bow, of steel, is talking about the ICBM nuclear missiles, and the missile silos. Just like how the book of Second Ezra says, it shall um pretty much shoot the arrows from the ends of the earth, and not miss. You gotta pretty much think about and use your imagination. This is in ancient times, you gotta modernize it, update it, to sound uh, personified now. An arrow can't can't be shot from one end of the earth to the other, but a missile can.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, can you grab that Romans 8? We can bring that one out. When it says the whole creation groaneth.
Yep.
Unless it's a little more that you want to bring out.
No, you all good. No, I got you.
Matter of fact, we could start at should start at 18.
You bet.
Is it 18? Yeah, 18, yeah.
Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
So what we're going through now, even being under this devil rulership is grievous. Like we were saying, not knowing your food, constantly being bombarded with chemtrails and chemicals and poison. Dealing with, these plague, these stupid ass people in this world, man, that been polluted by the philosophies of this nigga. It's grievous, it's suffering, man. We gotta suffer through it. But it's not gonna be compared to what we're gonna receive in the kingdom. Lord willing, we be of the elect.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestations of the sons of the Most High.
So we're waiting, man. Not only we waiting, but it's gonna go into creation is waiting. Everybody's waiting for the rightful heirs, whether knowingly or unknowingly, to rule the earth, starting under the heir Yahweh Shai.
Yep. Hey, I asked, can I grab some real quick? I asked the chat, earnest, what is earnest expectation? It says, earnest expectation means an intense, eager, and confident anticipation of something that is expected to happen.
Yeah.
It conveys more than simply hoping. It suggests watching and waiting with focused attention and anticipation.
And that's what we're waiting on. We're patiently waiting for the kingdom. They should say, well, there's no vision, the people perish. No, but the Lord giving us that vision, so we're sitting here with, and that's also part of the suffering. Gotta wait. I think you brought out the other day, hope defer.
Yep.
Can you grab that scripture? Because it's another precept underneath. I mean, it's in that same chapter, that verses goes into pretty much when it comes. Pretty much that the heart is glad. We can come back to this one.
You should
I think it's Proverbs 13.
Hope defer.
I got you. Hope defer.
But in that same, I think the next verse, it pretty much explain when that hope comes, when it happens, pretty much it rejoices the heart. Roughly paraphrasing.
Proverbs 13.
I think it's 13. I could be wrong. Hold on.
Yeah, the heart defer. Yeah, that's 13. And
13, 12.
Yeah, that's verse 12. Yeah, but okay, got you. Proverbs 13 and verse 12. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life.
Hey, so right now it's sick because we got to wait, but hey, we're seeing it coming. We're seeing the kingdom come. So, hey, and when it comes, it's going to be, man, it's going to be the tree of life. It's going to be the best feeling you could ever imagine. Like a kid, like a guy, like an inmate, waiting for his release date. You know, or shit, or like you was a shorty. You'll march up kind of like you go on a field trip. You couldn't wait till that day of the field trip come.
Facts.
You got your clothes ready, you got your lunch. You ask your mom to get what kind of lunch you want to have
Hell yeah.
because you ain't had to eat
Mm.
that nasty ass school lunch. You was ready, because field trip's the only day your mom really buy you some good lunch.
Hell yeah.
You got to worry about sitting in no classroom and studying. You just get to go have fun with your friends. And hey, and it's crazy. The day before the field trip, you couldn't go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you were that's mighty. Yeah, because you were anticipating this, that anticipation.
Yeah. And then when it comes and you go through it, like, man, that was the best day of my life, man. Imagine the kingdom gonna be like that forever, forever field trip.
Dog.
And if I could also, can I grab this as well? Because it kind of goes into it. Breaking that Romans 8 and 19 again, it says, Paul personifies creation as eagerly waiting for the day when the sons of the Most High are revealed. The idea is that creation itself is longing for the effects of sin and corruption to end and for God's redemption to be fully realized.
Uh,
That First
hey,
Corinthians 15.
Yep. And that literally, bro, is literally all creation. What it say, like in the book of Isaiah, the trees rejoice that there be no fellow to come upon them.
yeah,
That you see the different animals. We watch the different clips, how they're mourning. Animals being mourning. Hey, I know y'all seen I think it was an orangutan that was stuck, or that was behind that was caged up, and it would appear to be a little heathen came up on a glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if that glass wasn't in him, wasn't separated, he was on his ass, boy. He
yeah.
was beating this shit in.
Hey, man, that scene in Lion King we always bring out when Scar was ruling, how Pride Rock was all dead, it was gloomy, it was death, there wasn't no food, it wasn't no life. But until when Simba came back and got his throne, the rightful heir, everything rain started to come back and then life started to flourish again. And all the animals were rejoicing, the giraffes, the lions, the hippos. Because why? The rightful heir was back on his throne, you know?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Thing, bro, ain't gonna be no such thing as an endangered species in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Like everything's gonna be in its proper order. It's not gonna be no type of overfishing or just wicked shit done to animals. You know, fucking sharks getting their fins
That's
cut and
wicked.
tore off and thrown back in the water. Like, shit's just wicked.
That's like cutting a man's rod off and then tell his ass go out in the world.
Uh.
You might well just die then. Like, fuck that. I might well just.
Right.
Yeah, Esau literally doing that for real, chopping Jake Rod off and putting it in a pickle jar. Passing the jar down from generation to generation. Yeah, this is slave man. This is Mandingo.
Man,
Sick ass nigga, bro.
yeah.
Con, you got it. Go back to that Romans.
God. Romans 8 and 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subject the same in hope.
If I may, unless y'all want to say something, that creature, speaking of us, Israel, we were subject to what vanity, subject to what sin. Not willingly, it wasn't of our will. It was all about it was all the will of the Lord. Like we always say, we had to witness wickedness, have it rain, to order and appreciate righteousness, you know, to see the importance of righteousness. So Esau, had to rule first. Just like, hey, when David, he didn't rule he wasn't the first king of Israel. It was Saul. And Saul's disobedience led to what? Losing the throne. But, David, you know, being obedient, his throne was established. Saul's the wicked king that ruled first, and then the righteous king same second. And the same thing, between Esau and Jacob,
Uh, Romans 8 and 21. It says, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. But we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
Oh, we all grown everything, like the brother said, the trees. Man, you go to Lincoln Park Zoo, man. You got fucking lions and you got a dolphin literally swimming in circles all day. Big ass
That's
ocean. Matter of
fucked up,
fact, it's a
man.
big ass lake right there. Big ass lake. He can't even go swim over there if he wanted to.
Oh, bro.
This nigga subject to a fucking 15 by 15 foot pool. That's hell, bro. Imagine you could swim. That's wicked as fuck. Oh, you got a
That shit
bird
just
trapped in a
cruel,
cage.
bro.
Yeah,
Let
bro.
me grab something real quick too. If we're on the topic,
God, you got it, bro.
it said the
I think
tender mercies.
that's a spirit. I think the same thing.
Grab it's also in Proverbs 12, 12 and 10.
That shit wicked, man. You gotta think the animals got spirits too. You got a fucking toucan in Chicago in a fucking in a simulated jungle. Yeah, simulated jungle. This nigga supposed to be somewhere in the Amazon chilling, getting some toucan ass, and he have he in a damn in a cage. Can't do shit, bro.
Yeah, that's why these whales and dolphins be beaching themselves.
Yeah.
You wanted this right here, Quibby?
Got it.
Proverbs 12 and 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
Yeah, and this is the same man that Job was speaking about, where he didn't even want him to be around his dogs. So this dude basically, bro, is just he just needs to die off. There's no other way around it. No other way to look at it. He just needs death.
And if you vouching for this nigga to live, you need to die too. That show that you see. That show that the cancer got to you. If you vouching for him to live.
Yep,
That cancer.
his enchantments worked on you.
Yeah.
Too far gone. You zombified too.
Yep.
Like, oh shit, this nigga turned.
Yeah, he a zombie now. Shit. I think there's a movie. What's that movie? With what's the fuck the dude, the wrestler name? They had the dude that played Ghost in it too. I think the Army of the Dead or something. There's like in Vegas.
Oh
Somewhere.
yeah. Kind of Army of the Dead.
Yeah, Army of the Dead, man.
With Batista.
Yeah, Batista's in there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at the end, dude, Ghost, the nigga that played Ghost, Amari Harwick, he got bit to it. He started to slowly turn to it. I gotta watch that movie again though. But that's these people, man. And it's crazy. Zombies usually go for your brain.
Yeah.
Y'all got it, bro.
That was it to that one. You finish that Romans.
That was pretty much the gist in the Romans.
We could close out with the what's that one in what's the one? What the fuck? That's the one. It says, "After truth, it should flourish. Corruption should be
I
overcome."
had that. I had that earlier, bro.
Unless y'all got some, we can close out with that.
That's second Idris, I think.
After faith, it shall flourish. After faith, it shall flourish.
Yeah, I'm in a second. Yeah, 6 and 28. Second Idris 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
And that's what's happening right now. Corruption is being overcome by truth. Faith is flourishing amongst the body. People waking up. Our faith is increasing every day as we go through these different trials and tests. The Lord is strengthening our faith. And also we're seeing our enemy, his lies are being consumed. Strongholds are now being, chanted down. Although he still got, he still got the stronghold on the undesirable. Yeah, it's good to say that as the Lord sent the strong delusion, the 2/3 and the heathens. But at the end of the day, we're seeing our enemy lose, man. This truth is like it's an antidote.
Yep.
Like when you get bit by a serpent, we was all bitten. Just like an account with Moses, he made the serpent with brass, and he said if you looked upon it, you're going to be healed from the venom of the snakes. And that's us. We looked upon that serpent. That brass serpent was symbolizing Yahweh Shah. Because what happened when they looked upon that serpent? They was healed. And we're being healed as we focus our attention on Yahweh Shah. Hey, that's another lesson, man. Lord gave us the antidote to the venom. To counteract the venom.
Okay.
That was it on that?
Yes, sir.
You got anything else, Quippy, bro?
Nah, I had none.
Close it out, bro.
With that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wakadash. Double honor to the Apostle Elder Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the whole flag and folk on the earth. Kwame Yasharala.
Ball.
Chemotherapy 26.
Soon come.
Boom.